Welcome to my English literature class, my dear students. Well, in this class today I will be discussing the poem The Heart of the Tree. To the question answers which I will be reading out for you and discussing with you, you will get to know the details of the poem. And of course, I will be laying stress on the textual words which you should be writing in your answers in order to score full out of full. Right? So here I begin with the question answers. Question number 1. Who is asking the question and from whom? Remember the starting of the poem. What does he plant who plants a tree? So who is asking the question and from whom? Does the beginning of the poem create an impact on its readers? So who is asking the question and from whom? 1 mark for who is asking and 1 from whom, and 1 mark on the impact which they have asked. So the poet Henry Bunner is asking the question to the readers, to the common man. And what does he ask? He asks, what does he plant who plants a tree? The second part of the question is, does the beginning of the poem create an impact? Yes. It creates a great impact as the reader becomes curious and he wants to know that what will be the effect if one would plant a tree. Question number 2. What does he plant who plants a tree according to the poet? Now immediately after asking the question, the poet is himself giving the answer. He is providing the answer. So what does he plant who plants a tree according to the poet? Go for the textual lines. According to the poet, the one who plants a tree plants a friend of sun and sky, number 1. He plants the flag of breezes free, number 2. And he plants a home to heaven, an isle. That is near to heaven. So these are the 3 textual lines for this answer. Next question. What does the term friend of sun and sky mean? Now, first of all, this is a personification where the tree has been personified as a friend of sun and sky. So this line means that the tree is a friend of sun and sky, as when the tree grows, it grows upwards. So, and it goes to a great height. So as it moves towards the sky, so therefore it is called the friend of sun and sky. This is one version of the answer. The other version is how he is the friend of the sun and sky. He is the friend of sun because sun helps in the photosynthesis process of the tree, as a friend helps the other. And the sky helps as the trees try to provide pure air in the sky, in the environment. So a tree is a friend to sun and sky. Next question. Explain what the poet means by the flag of breezes free. Next line. So because all the lines have meaning in this. So this line means, first of all, this line is a metaphor. Flags of breezes free. Now the poet wants to say is, when the tree grows, its branches spread, and when the wind blows, those branches, they wave in the sky just like the flag flutters, right? Breeze is invisible, but its direction is shown by the direction of the leaves of the tree. So it acts as its flag. Next question. What is the phrase, the shaft of beauty towering high, used for? That's the next line. So with this phrase, the poet wants to say that a tree is just like a shaft or a pole as it is growing, and it is decorated with leaves and branches, and it grows just high, just like a tower. So the phrase is used, the shaft of beauty towering high. Got it? Next. What is the home he is planting and for whom and where? The home here refers to the nest of the bird. For whom? It is for the young ones of the bird. And where? It is on the top branch of the tree. The bird tries to build its nest on the top branch of the tree where it is safe. Next, what is the mother croon of a bird? Well, the mother croon of the bird refers to the song sung by the mother bird to its young ones. It is a very soothing song and the bird sings in a very soft tone. Next question. How do the birds sing and when do they sing? The birds sing in a very hushed tone, soft tone. And when do they sing? They sing during the twilight. Now here the word twilight has been used for both the dusk as well as the dawn. Early in the morning, the bird sings for its young ones, and during the dusk time, when the bird returns after the day's work, it provides the food to its young ones and sings the song for them. Next question. How does someone who plants a tree contribute according to the poet in this extract? There are 2 points. Someone who plants a tree contributes by helping the bird to make a home for its young ones near heaven. And number 2, it contributes by helping the bird to lay its eggs. Right? And yes, and number 3, yes, there is 1 point, and to nurse the baby till it can fly for itself. That's the 3rd reason, to look after the baby. Next question. What is the treble of heaven's harmony? Well, the treble of heaven's harmony refers to the bird's song. The bird's song acts as an orchestra in the heaven. Because the trees are high, the nest is quite high on the tree, very close to the heaven. Now, we know that in heaven, when the angels sing, their tone is very low. It is very soft and soothing music in the heaven when the angels sing. So when so many birds on so many different trees, when they sing, the collective sound of the birds act as an orchestra for the heaven. And in the hushed silence of the heaven, the birds singing acts as the highest voice. So that is why the word used, treble of heaven's harmony. Treble is the highest note in heaven's harmony, softness, stillness. Right? That completes extract number 1. Extract number 2. What do the trees provide us? Now from the very second line after asking the question, that before I forget it, the poet has asked the same question in all the 3 extracts in the beginning. So the poetic device used by the poet is refrain. We have read this word in doing the poem Old Casper after Blenheim. In that poem also the poet had used the refrain by the end of every stanza. And here it has the poet has used refrain in the very first lines. So what do the trees provide? Number 1, the trees provide cool shade, and number 2, it provides tender rain. Right? The big leaves of the trees provide shade to everyone, and the rain is possible through the processes of when the humidity goes in the process of evaporation, the rains are possible. Next question. How do we get seeds in bud? What do we need it for? Well, we get seeds from the existing trees. As these trees wither away, the flowering process ends by the end of the season, and then new buds are grown. This process is known, through this process we get seeds and buds. Second part, what do we need it for? We need seeds and buds for further tree plantation. If we have more seeds, we can grow more of the trees, which will be beneficial for the coming generations, as it takes time for the tree to grow. Next, what does years that fade and flush again mean? It means that the time moves on, the years and the seasons pass. And with the passing of every year and every season, the tree grows taller and taller. Like the winter leaves of the trees fade away and then the spring comes, then new leaves are grown. So this process, fading and flushing, goes on. Fading means when the leaves wither away, they die away, and then flushing means again new leaves are born, and again the tree goes green and the process continues. So that means trees go through many phases in its life. Next question. Who is he in the line? He plants the glory of the plain. And explain this. Who is he here? He is the one who is planting trees. It could be anyone, you, I, anyone. Next question. How does he add glory to the plain? What is this glory? Yes, he adds glory to the plain by planting more and more trees. He, the one who plants the trees, how does he add glory? By planting more and more trees. If there are no trees, the land will appear to be barren, lifeless. Imagine yourself, you're standing at a place where there is no greenery all around. So it will look very lifeless. What is the glory? The glory of the plains is the shade, the cool breeze, the flowers, the fruits, the sweet smell. Everything what the tree provides is the glory of the plain. Next question. What does the poet mean when he says he plants the forest heritage? It means that forest is very necessary for the life. Even if we grow one tree, and when we multiply the years, this one tree will multiply into many trees and the forest will be created. When the new generation will come, when the next generation will come, it will see this forest and it will feel thankful to the previous generation for planting so many trees. Next question. What is the harvest of the coming age? Well, harvest refers to the benefit that we get from something. And here harvest refers to the reward which the future generation will be getting from the previous generation. The harvest is in the sense of paper, wood, fruits, rain, shelter, shade, breeze. All this is the harvest which the coming generation will get if we will plant the trees today. Because trees cannot grow in a single day. It's a long process. So therefore, trees are a link between the previous generation and the next generation. Next question. Who are the unborn eyes and what is the joy that they see? Well, the unborn eyes refers to the next generation which is yet to be born. And what is the joy that they see? Well, the joy they will see is the heritage which we will be giving them, which will be providing them, which will be the forest lots of trees which will give them shade, rain, fruits, flowers, buds, breeze, all these things which the tree will be provide. The scenic beauty, of course, and the greenery everywhere. That's it. Extract number 3, last extract. Why does the poet repeat the first line of the extract in the poem again and again? He has repeated in all the 3 stanzas. How many times has he repeated the question in the poem? What is the effect of the repetition? Yes. Why does the poet repeat the first line of the extract? Well, he repeats the first line of the extract in order to emphasize on the point, in order to lay stress on the point that trees are really, really very important. It's very hot. I need to switch off my AC and the fan because of the voice, and it's really very hot. How many times does he repeat the question? He repeats the question thrice, 3 times. What is the effect of the repetition? Well, the effect is that it reminds the people, the reader, again and again, trying to emphasize to them that you should be planting trees so that the future generation will benefit from it. The importance of planting trees. Next question. What does insap and leaf and wood mean? Well, these lines means that every part of the tree is beneficial. Nothing in a tree is useless. Every part, the sap, the wood, the leaf, every part gives benefit to mankind. Next question. What are the intentions of the one who plants a tree? How are trees a contribution to civic good? First of all, what are the intentions of the one who plants a tree? Well, one who plants a tree, he has love of home and a thought of future good of society in the mind. Right? Because trees help in providing fruits, foods, medicines, furniture, shade, rain. It balances the ecology, so it is very important. How are trees a contribution to civic good? Well, trees are a contribution to civic good because it helps in bringing the rain. Then it helps to reduce the noise pollution. Then it provides us oxygen and takes away carbon dioxide. Then it is very good for our eyes as we see greenery. It helps in the improvement of our mental and physical state of mind. So all these points helps tell us that trees are really very beneficial. Next. What does his blessings refer to? How do they come? Well, his blessings refers to God's blessings over here. And how do they come? When people plant trees, God blesses us. Because God is happy when nature is cultivated. As we help in as it helps, we contribute in helping the birds to make nests where they can also live. Next, who takes care of the growth of our land and how? God takes care of the growth of a land. It is clear from the line, who in the hollow of his hand holds all the growth of all our land. How? So this line tells us that God is really very protective, very careful, very caring, and God inspires us to grow more and more trees, and he controls all the growth of the land. Next question, question number 23. According to the poet, how does a nation grow? A nation grows when more and more trees are grown. When more and more trees are grown, more and more forests develop. When more and more forests develop, more and more vegetation is possible. So vegetation grows from one corner to other corner. So the nation grows, right? And it makes our life very healthy and pleasant. Next question. What stirs the heart of a man who plants a tree? There's a line, stirs in the heart who plants a tree. What stirs? Number one, the desire to work for the good of whom stirs the mind. And number two, the desire for the growth of a nation that stirs the mind who plants a tree. Right? Next, so that is the end of the stanzas. A few general questions. Question number 25. How appropriate is the title of the poem? Well, the title of the poem is very appropriate, very apt, very suitable, as it says the heart of the tree. And heart refers to the main part of the body. Just as heart is very important in our body, similarly trees are really very important for our survival. Right? When a tree is planted, it turns the place into heaven. Next question. What is the message of the poem? Of course, one obvious message is to grow more and more trees. So the clear message is that growing a tree, sowing a seed is a very noble act. We should all contribute in this noble act. Number two, everyone is expected to understand the importance of planting trees. We should realize how important it is to plant the tree. And number three, we should be grateful to people who plant trees and try to balance this earth. We should also be a part of those people, the group of those people who are planting so many trees. Everybody should do a bit. Next question. What is the rhyme scheme of the poem? Well, the rhyme scheme of the poem is A, B, A, B, B, C, C, A, A. A, B, A, B, B, C, C, A, A. Check it out. Next question. How relevant is this poem in present times? In present time, this poem is very, remember, this poem has been written long time back. At that time, still nature was at its bloom. But over and over years, now we hardly find any nature around. So in this present society, in this present times, this poem is really very relevant, as this is the time when we face climatic change and environmental degradation. So growing of trees is all the more important. This is the time when we are going through rapid urbanization and rapid development. Trees are being cut. So this is the time when more and more trees should be grown. Because trees are the only one who can save us from calamities. If anything happens, trees help us in stopping the floods, we know it. So this poem is all the more important during these times. Next question. What are the metaphors used in the poem? There are a few metaphors used in the poem. I'll just speak it out. The poet has used many metaphors. Number one, he plants a friend of sun and sky. Number two, plants the flag of breezes free. Number three, plants the glory of the plain. Number four, plants the forest heritage. And number five, harvest of the coming age. All these are the metaphors in the poem. Personification, there is one personification. The tree as a friend of sun and sky. Then there is refrain, the repetition of the question in all the three sentences. And last of all, the visual or and auditory image. The poem is full of visual imagery. We can just imagine in front of us the trees waving its leaves and branches. So all those, there are so many lines like this. Flag of breezes free, a home to heaven and I. We can imagine a nest being prepared, being built by the bird. Cool shade and tender rain. We can have lots and lots of visuals, imagining ourselves standing under the cool shade or enjoying the rain provided by the trees. Then auditory imagery, song and mother croon of the bird. We can Imagine the humming of the bird. And number 2, the treble of heaven's harmony. We can imagine how it would appear in heaven when all the birds are singing together. And last of all, tender rain. We can imagine the tapping of the rain on the window panes and so on. Right? So I hope this video regarding the question answers will really help you. Please do mention in the comment section what you liked about it, and of course you're welcome to give your suggestions to make it much better. And if you have still not subscribed, please do subscribe to my channel. Bye bye.